Howdy y'all, I'm Adam Higginbotham with Liebert & Company Essential Cocktail Syrups. Here we are, round 3 of our cocktail series celebrating the Gardens of Texas A&M University's 3rd year birthday. Today we're going to be making the Paradisi Highball, and it's going to be delicious. It's gin, grapefruit, some lemon, and some fresh basil. So the first thing we're going to add is some fresh basil, and we're going to do this in a similar way as we did the King Smash. We're going to let the shaking of the cocktail kind of break apart some of this fresh basil and really make sure that that flavor permeates the whole cocktail. And this fresh basil with grapefruit and gin and bergamot is going to be an amazing summer cooler for those hot days. So I'm taking about 3 or 4 basil leaves and just breaking them apart and adding them to our shaker. The first ingredient I'm going to add after the basil is our Rio Red grapefruit cordial. So I'm going to add an ounce directly to the shaker. And for all of you Texans that, like me, grew up eating these amazing South Texas grapefruits, this cocktail is going to really bring back some great memories. Amazing kind of sweet, balanced flavor, and it's really going to be the core of this cocktail. Next, we're going to add a ½ ounce measure of a bergamot liqueur. This one's a little bit of a specialty ingredient. You could use Saint Germain or another kind of floral liqueur, but a ½ ounce measure of this does really, really well with this gin, basil, and grapefruit base. ½ an ounce of Italicus grapefruit or Italicus bergamot liqueur. Next, we're going to add ½ an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Fresh citrus is super important for these cocktails. It's really going to make a huge difference. If you don't have a juicer like this, I recommend you get one, but of course your hands are going to work just fine too. There we go, ½ an ounce of fresh lemon juice. And last but not least, an ounce and a half of a good gin. If you really aren't a fan of gin, vodka works just fine here as well. But we do like a nice local gin for this. We're using one out of Dripping Springs here. But whatever your favorite gin is, it's going to work great. Okay, so we're going to take this cocktail and give it about a 5 or 7 second shake. It's not going to be a long shake like we've done previously, but we just want to make sure everything is really well incorporated, chilled, and we want to break that basil apart a little bit. There we go. We're going to take a highball glass or a Collins glass and fill it with ice. I'm going to fill it all the way to the top. We really want this thing to be ice cold. So all that's left is to strain and top with some club soda. We're going to give it a nice effervescence. It's going to wake up all of those amazing aromas from the grapefruit and the bergamot and that fresh basil. Y'all, this is a perfect cocktail for a hot, humid summer day here in Texas. Just give it a nice stir. Kind of lift everything from the bottom, make sure it's all really well incorporated. And then we're going to garnish with kind of a nice section of nice fresh basil. You like to kind of place it in your palm and just slap it once or twice. I know it looks silly, but it's going to wake up all those aromas, and you're really going to thank yourself when you lift this glass up to your nose and take a sip. This is the Paradisi Highball. Cheers.